We're back at Dover Motor Speedway for NASCAR Cup Series qualifying. I'm Alex Hayden, and today drivers will put the lessons from practice to the test. This track may not be the most difficult to pass at, but it can be a grind to work through traffic. Trying to be up towards the front and not having to deal with cars around you is always a benefit. Starting as an asphalt track back in 1969, Dover was repaved and transitioned into a concrete surface in 1995. It features 24 degrees of banking in the corners and a pretty high 9 degrees of banking down the straights. The high-speed momentum helped create a record pole lap of nearly 167 miles per hour. We're about ready to see if anyone can match that. Let's go trackside for qualifying.
Not the next-gen car, because remember, they are slower on the tracks 1 mile and less in length. Thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we are about to get ready for the Dryden 200, and it is the NASCAR Cup Series time to take their turn at the Monster Mile. We'll be racing at Dover tonight, 200 laps, 200 miles. It's a short race, 50% race, the third of 4 50% races on this schedule. And it's going to be an interesting one. About to get into qualifying here today. No practice going into today's race. We're hopping straight into qualifying with our driver, Kevin Harvick. So it's going to be interesting to see how fast the car is, how quickly I can get the hang of the race car at this racetrack. I'm going to try to learn it on the fly, and we'll see if Kevin Harvick can keep his short track streak alive. He has won the first 4 short track races of his 5 wins this season. And he'll have 2 laps to try to set the quick time once he gets up to speed. Stability help will be on. The car's probably going to be very, very tight, I'd have to imagine. Get to go racing around this very cool racetrack. Davion West, thanks for tuning in, as well as anybody else that is currently watching in the early going. And feathering the throttle a little bit through turns 3 and 4. Not sure if I'm going to have to shift at all. Might actually just stay in 4th gear the whole time. I don't know. No, I'm not going to stay in 4th gear the whole time. I don't think I have to shift. That's something I'm going to have to figure out in the race without any practice. 24.276 on lap 1. Kind of riding that middle groove through the corner right now to get a little bit better straightaway speed than if I were to run the very bottom. Definitely a multi-groove racetrack. Try to go up the track a little bit and try to diamond turns 3 and 4 off. And I think it was a little quicker on lap 1 than lap 2. Okay. Something's wrong here. It's showing us 1.8 seconds behind the rest of the field. Denny Hamlin on the pole to 22.318. That can't be real. That cannot be real. I'm about to Google what the pole time was at Dover this year at the next gen car. I was 1.8 seconds behind Denny Hamlin. I ran some good laps. Like, I didn't make any mistakes. Alright. Let's see. You have to look up qualifying. Wow, I am off the pace. Why am I so slow? Denny Hamlin's pole time was a little bit quicker than Chris Buescher's in the actual Dover spring race this year. Buescher had a 22.479. Hamlin was a little bit over a tenth quicker. About over a tenth and a half quicker. but Hamlin in real life had a 22.536, so he's about 0.2 quicker than what he should have been. But my 24 something was not good at all. I might have to shift. I wasn't shifting at all, so I think I'm gonna have to shift. We're gonna have to figure this out on the fly, that's for certain. Suzuki, thanks for tuning in. Michael Phillips, Mark DeMars, Billy Kramer, and others, welcome as well. It's not just the leader though. I am over a second off of, I'm 0.8 of a second off of Greg Biffle in 39th in qualifying. Something just does not seem right. We're gonna enter this race. We're gonna try to figure this out. It's the first race we've had this issue. This is going to make it very much more interesting. We'll see how the cautions will play out.
Welcome
We've had
to
a lot of the
Monster
short
Mile
tracks.
Here at Dover Motor Speedway, one of the most physically demanding tracks on the schedule. We're getting ready to see these drivers take on this 1 mile high-banked concrete oval. I'm Alex Hayden, bringing you all of the action from the Duramax Dryden 400.
Caution's out on the national anthem. What? What the fuck? Oh my god. The caution is out on the national anthem. This is hilarious. What do I do? It's actually playing the national anthem all the way through. It never does that on this game. It's playing the national anthem all the way through. And the caution came out on the national anthem. That's hilarious. I've never seen this in my life. Oh, jeez. Hashtag fix Dover. Oh, man. That's great. We gotta let the national anthem play out, see if something happens here. Woo! Drivers! Start your engines! I figured I would... figured I'd go in on it. Sorry if I blew your guys' hopefully the mic's alright. That's the first time I've like ever yelled into my mic. I think the mic's okay. Alright, we're good. Caution during the national anthem. Let's just not pit. Get ready. Oh, green flags in the air as the flyovers. What timing? They're a little off. Oh, the field's going. Look at the camera's shaking like we're already on the track. I'm so confused at what's going. Oh, caution again. Oh my gosh. This is wild. I'm gonna have to pit. Have we actually started the race or not? I'm confused. We're pitting. What? I just want to play this out just to see what's going down. We have damage. We somehow have damage. Man, if Dover wasn't broken before. We're on lap 13 already. We haven't even started the race. We are starting the race at lap 14. I'm going to restart it. I just want to... Now I can't even hear the engine. I can't even hear the engine. The engine shut off. I can hear people talking, but there's no engine sounds. What? Has anybody else tried Dover on NASCAR 22 yet? Is it like this every time? Man, my car is way too tight. I think we're going to have to go to champion difficulty tonight. Because the AI, look how fast they are. I'll try downshifting, but I don't think that's going to do much. It is amazing how slow we are versus the rest of the field. I usually do expert difficulty. We're going to have to do champion difficulty, though. It's absurd how fast they are here. I mean, I do have damage on my car that shouldn't be there, but I will restart the race. I'll still be starting from last. Well, I'll actually re-qualify. Yeah, I'll re-qualify. I'll re-qualify on champion difficulty and restart the race. I don't think I'm any fast. I think I'm a little quicker when I shift. So I ran it with 24.2. I run 24.8 back in qualifying. So I'm going to have to shift. Why am I so slow compared to the rest of the field? That's what doesn't make any sense. Alright. I'm surprised the game didn't crash through all that. Restart the game entirely? Like the application? Caution during the national anthem. That's going to be uploaded. I'm uploading that. I clipped it. That's hilarious. Okay. We'll try it again. We'll try it again. Santiago Kid, thanks for tuning in. For those of you just tuning in, wondering why we backed out, why the race hasn't started yet, a caution came out during the national anthem, I kid you not. And then we ended up getting in a wreck without having any control of the car. I think it was after the flyover, a second caution came out. And then I pitted, and then we restarted, and it was lap 14 when we started the race. Don't know how all that happened, but we're going to try qualifying again.
Trying to be up towards the front and not having to deal with cars around you is always a benefit.
Is Dover that broken in this
Starting
game?
as an asphalt track back in 1969, Dover was repaved and transitioned into a concrete surface in 1995.
I'm kind of scared that's going to keep happening.
24 degrees of banking in the corners.
Now I've seen it all, yeah.
Degrees of banking down the straight.
You and me both.
High-speed momentum helped create a record pole lap of nearly 167 miles per hour. We're about ready to see if anyone can match that. Let's go trackside for qualifying.
Crazy start to this stream. Definitely not anything I would have ever expected. Alright, so we know to shift. 2 laps for Kevin Harvick to try to set the quick time tonight. And we'll try it again. Get up to speed lap for Harvick. This lap does not count. Harvick's short track streak might come to an end with how fast the AI are at Dover. I'm not bumping the difficulty down any lower than this. So expert, we're 1.8 seconds off the lead. But champion, if I'm still well off, which that was not a great lap. Harvick went a little too far wide in turns 3 and 4. First lap is a 24.133. This could have been worse. Grabbing gear and going off of turn 2. A lot better into turns 3 and 4 this lap. Hooks the bottom. Oh, got back in the gas too hard into the wall. That's going to ruin that lap. And that was not a great set of... We're 1.2 seconds off the lead still. I mean, I know it wasn't a great set of laps. This is going to be rough tonight. Denny Hamlin on the pole still. 22.9. These guys are quick. These guys are quick. I can't just chesting it. I race with damage on, so I'll blow a tire if I do that. That's why it worked for him too, because he definitely broke the car when he made it all the way through turns 3 and 4 at Martinsville, riding the wall as fast as he did, because he couldn't even turn the car going back into 1 and 2 after the race was over. That's a one corner kind of deal. Maybe you can make it a full lap, but you can't just expect to go around 4 straight laps and expect your car to hold up. Probably catch fire before that, honestly.
The drivers are ready, the teams are ready, cars are gridded, and the fans are ready for the command. Let's go trackside.
I think this track's too fast to try wall riding all the way around anyway. I'm not going to do it because I've raced with complex damage on, so I cannot afford to do that. Denny Hamlin going to be on the pole. It's going to be a strategy game. We didn't have a caution during the national anthem that time, so that's good. Oh, jeez. I thought it was just a Dover glitch, but no glitch here. 200 laps tonight, 50% race. Now we'll get it underway. 60 laps in stage number 1. Shouldn't have to pit in the opening stage. Green flag is in the air. We're underway in the Dryden 400. Harvick kind of backing out early into turns 1 and 2. Did not practice. And we'll see if he'll have a little bit better race pace. Try to navigate his way through the field after this poor qualifying effort. The field going to make it through the opening lap. And a clean opening lap for Kevin Harvick. You know, in a 50% race, you want to get going, but have to see how the AI race here. Might see some accidents. We've seen a lot of cautions in all the short track races this season. It's it kind of races like a short track. It's only 1 mile in length. William Byron towards the rear of the field after qualifying. He is the regular season points leader. He is 22 points ahead of Kevin Harvick coming into this race today. So Harvick right with Byron. And they're well ahead of third right now. Byron nearly gets into the 42 of Ty Dillon. Kevin Harvick up the middle, 3 wide, backing out of the gas early. Lets Byron go down to the bottom. Trying to follow his line down there. It is hard to pass here. I like that the AI are actually running pretty competent with one another right now, too. Byron's stuck on the outside. He's going to get crossed over by Hesmans, I believe. And Harvick's going to try the outside on Ty Dillon. Same line that Byron went to try to get by that 27 car. Harvick's car is just way too tight. Bounced into the wall up off turn 4 that time, but luckily didn't blow a tire. Hit the wall in qualifying in that same area as well. Off turn 2 with a power move. Big run on the back straightaway, and he's making some passes. Of course, in that dirty air mid-pack, back of the pack as well. Does not help him. Slight contact with Ty Dillon. Careful clipping that apron. Out of the gas, contact with Dillon. Again, Dillon is going to hang on to it that time. Byron's starting to slowly get through this field. Kevin Harvick, on the other hand, struggling with his race car. Just a bit too tight. I have the loosest setup possible with stability help on. It is kind of hurting me right now. That could be a big issue, too. Wonder if I didn't have stability help, if I would have actually qualified a lot better. When I do hit my marks perfectly, there's definitely time that Kevin Harvick is gaining on the cars around him. Starting so far back in traffic, though, if there's no pit stops in this opening stage, it's going to be tough for Kevin Harvick to stay on the lead lap. Underneath the 27 of Hesman's. Hesman's really crowding Harvick. Harvick has to flatline the entry into 3. Couldn't hold it. Definitely challenging, but it's some good racing. Harvick backs up the middle of turns 1 and 2. He gets some really big runs. Trying a much wider corner entry that time into turn 3. Might as well try some different things when you're at the back, means you didn't get to practice. You're Kevin Harvick. A little more clean air on that outside groove as well. Really able to back up turn 2 pretty well sometimes. Down on the bottom of the racetrack. He did make the pass going into turn 3 on Hesman's, though, that time. Holds his positioning for 37th. Harvick finished in 34th at Talladega last night, the Geico 500, and that's what costed him the regular season points lead. Nice big run on Biffle, looking to the inside into turn 3, and he'll make the pass on the 44 for 5th. I think that dive bomb and slide job move going into 3 is going to be where the passes are going to have to be made. Biffle to the inside of Kevin Harvick really used him up. And that allowed for Harvick to not really get a run that time. Later into the braking, Kevin Harvick went that time, but can't get as good of a run off, though, when he does that. So there's not going to be really a chance to pass the 44 this time either. Riding up on the wall, trying to diamond the corner off. Backed it up perfectly that time. I wonder if they're not shifting through turns 1 and 2. Because Harvick is really good middle off in turns 2 and 3. Turns 1 and 2, I should say. 3 and 4, they're almost so equal that he can't make any passes there. Peaking low underneath McLeod. In that 78 car, Harvick going to clear him. McLeod pulls down to the bottom right in line behind the 4. So Harvick up to 35th. Just slowly moving his way forward. Only had 4 stage points at Talladega last night. Gets by the 50. Might have a shot at the 77 this time into turn 3, so he's going to make 2 passes this lap. Backs up the middle of the corner, keeping that 77 in check behind him with Josh Bilicki. I see William Byron up the way. He's about 6-7 positions yet ahead of Harvick. Rainer Martinez, thanks for tuning in. I babied it way too much in turns 3 and 4 that time. Push a little hard on the entry into 1 and 2. Try to get away from Grallo a bit. I think you meant don't push the race car too much, don't punch it, I'm assuming. That was a great lap by Harvick. 24.765. He picked up a 10th from the lap before. Trying to diamond off turns 1 and 2. Started high, got the car to cut down. He's got a run on Tyler Reddick in the 8. He started off the season really well, but he has been really sliding backwards in the running order these last handful of races. Ross Chastain will bounce off the wall. And Reddick looking for the pass down into turn 1, but Harvick is going to throw a block on him and keep the 8 behind him. 2 times Harvick's gotten up into the wall. Hasn't blown a tire, luckily. Yeah, you definitely burn more fuel when you shift. That would make sense. We're about 20 laps in, though. We'll easily be able to make it through the end of the first stage. Try to go on strategy from there. Really have to hope the stage stays green all the way to the finish. Just in case Harvick would go a lap down, potentially. Nice run on the 55 of Yaley. Yaley pulled off the top, giving Harvick plenty of room to make that pass into turns 3 and 4. But Yaley on the bottom, charges hard in the middle of the corner, and he holds clear on Kevin Harvick. Harvick couldn't make the pass on the outside. Yaley going to protect the outside this time. Harvick with the move down low, and he'll make the pass on Yaley for 31st. So slowly but surely, he's moving through the field. Really chucked Yaley off in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Harvick about turned himself that time. Very fortunate he didn't turn himself. No rear view mirror. It was hard to tell that the 55 is going to get there, and that contact slowed up Yaley quite a bit. And Tyler Reddick was able to pass him off the exit of turn 2. Reddick and Harvick back in traffic. I mean, Harvick's picked up 9 spots from the start of the race. I don't think his car is terrible. He just didn't qualify well, obviously. Whenever you qualify in last. "25 laps in, the car's definitely tightening up quite a bit, too. A little more space around the 4 car, at least in front of him. Trying to dive a lot later into the corners. Let the car kind of ride up the racetrack and then dive in the corner on exit. A strategy works when there's nobody in contention to pass you from behind. And it also works when there's nobody directly in front of you. It can let the car kind of feed wide and not have to pin it low to try to make the pass. Pretty good setup move. And that is how he's going to move to the inside of Cody Ware. Make the pass into turns 3 and 4 on that 51. Ware with the crossover and gets right back by Harvick through 3 and 4 anyway. Good move by him. Harvick dives to the bottom. Has to lift, almost turned Cody Ware off the exit of the corner. That stacked up Tyler Reddick. J.J. Yaley and Kaz Gralla behind Harvick as well. Harvick up into the wall again. That cost him a lot of time on the front straightaway, but third time he's hit the wall, and all 3 times he's kept from blowing a tire. Tyler Reddick almost clears Harvick off turn 2. Still side by side into 3. Harvick sends it into the corner. Reddick easily clear. Harvick definitely starting to fight a little bit tighter conditions with that race car right now. Plan is going to be to take a wedge out of the car during the stage break. 30 laps down, 30 to go in this opening stage. Not sure exactly where the leaders are at. You really have to hope you're on the lead lap at the end of this stage. I'm not sure if the field's going to pit during the stage break or not. That could definitely be one way Kevin Harvick can gain some of this track position back. Wade Selensky, thanks for tuning in. Harvick with the dive under Reddick. Contact! Almost turned the 8. Both cars get slowed up in the middle of the corner as well. And Yaley in the 55's got to run on the front straightaway. Reddick to block Harvick down to the bottom into turns 1 and 2. Harvick going for it again. This time he clears Tyler Reddick. Car goes all the way up to the outside. Cleared him, but Reddick easily gets the crossover. I will say it did seem like Harvick was a bit faster on the shorter run. Now that we're past halfway through this stage, it doesn't seem like his pace is all there anymore compared to what it once was. He's definitely not making any passes since he's got up around 30th. Again, just lost that spot to Reddick and Ware moments ago. Trying to hang on for what he's got. He's got 25 more laps to try to make it to the end of the stage. There's definitely a way to strategize your way to a win with this being a 50% race. Very calm one thus far, though. No cautions through 37 laps. And even those first two 50% races of the season we've had so far, we had 18 yellows in both of those. Both on tracks 1 mile and less in length. Phoenix and Richmond. Another scrape off the wall. Seems to be turn 4 every time, too, when Harvick is touching the wall. Never really touching it in turns 1 and 2. I think I see the leaders starting to catch up to the tail end of the field. Surprised it took him 40 laps to get into lap traffic on just a 1 mile racetrack. Seems to be the case right now, though. Harvick still has 20 laps to go, though, at stage 1. I don't know that he's going to be able to hold on. I mean, you have to expect, though, even in a 50% race, to go a lap down in the first stage when you're back in 32nd on speed. Definitely the slowest race car Harvick has had so far this season when it comes to really any race this year. I mean, he's had speed in a lot of the races, even the ones he hasn't won. Reddick down low underneath Cody Ware, trying to make a pass side by side off turn 2. He'll slide clear into turns 3 and 4 down on the bottom lane. Well, even if I finished 32nd on speed tonight, it's still 2 spots better than Talladega last night. Lap times are falling off quite a bit, especially for Harvick. He's about 2 seconds slower now at lap 44 during the run than what he was at the very start of the run. We definitely know these tires will wear out quite a bit at the Monster Mile on this concrete surface over the course of long green flag runs, and you're definitely seeing that now. 16 laps to go in the stage. Definitely been a hard track to pass on today. Nice Demon King 92 Hammer, thanks for tuning in. Couldn't get the turn in the car that time. I think I shifted a little late. I did that intentionally to a certain extent. Lost a bit more front grip a little too early in the corner. He was starting to reel in Cody Ware there for a little bit. Not anymore. Not sure exactly who the race leader is. Blicky at 35th is still the third car in line behind the 4 of Harvick. So with 13 laps to go in the stage, at least we know the race leaders are still a couple seconds behind Harvick. Oh, that's not good. I thought Harvick was going to end up in the wall getting into turn 3. Just got the car to slow up. Definitely pushed a little bit too hard on entry that time. Short pitting, I can't pit in this stage at least, because we'll be able to make it on fuel all the way through stage 1. Martin Truex Jr. is the race leader. Of course, the place he got his first career win back in 2006 with DEI. And trying to get that first win of the season with Joe Gibbs Racing. He's still the highest, or has the most amount of points of any driver without a win this season. We've had 6 different winners in the first 10 races. Truex trying to become the 11th different winner today and lock himself into the playoffs, just like Chastain did last night at Talladega. Chastain getting his first career win. It's the first driver to get their first career win in the 2022 NASCAR season this year. Truex trying to pass Kaz Gralla right now, just did so, getting into turns 3 and 4. 10 laps to go in stage 1. I don't think Kevin Harvick's going to hold on. There's no free pass position in this game either. So it's going to be very, very tough. With no rearview mirror, going to have to make sure he doesn't get ran over from behind. He's really hoping J.J. Yaley slows up Martin Truex Jr. quite a bit, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Harvick's only about a second ahead of both of them right now. 8 to go in the stage for Truex at the line. And he has just gotten by Cody Ware right now in that 51 car. About a half a straightaway behind Harvick. I mean, Truex can lock himself in eventually without a win, but we're still early in the regular season yet, so anything could definitely happen. I mean, he didn't in real life without a win, so you never know how many different winners we're going to get. Harvick going to have to make this car as wide as he can and try to keep Martin Truex Jr. behind him. Truex about 3 car lengths behind Harvick into turn 3. A lot of bottom open initially. Here comes Truex. He is there off turn 4. And there's a lot of pressure on the 4 to try to stay on the lead lap to the end of the stage. Harvick has struggled with speed out of the gate today. Qualified last, got up as high as 30th for a brief moment. Back to 32nd, where he's been running the majority of the stage after about 20 to 25 laps. This track is hard to pass, though, so we'll see if Harvick can keep Truex behind him. He's going to have to continue to hit his marks. Obviously, Truex has a much faster race car than Kevin Harvick, and he's going to get down. Harvick crowded him way too late in the corner. And Martin Truex Jr. now has lapped Kevin Harvick. I just realized I was in third there. Christopher Bell's in second right now. He actually stole the Vegas win away from Truex. He was off to a good start in that race. 4 to go, stage 1. Bell is about 2.5 to 3 seconds behind race leader Martin Truex Jr. He was there when I came down. I squeezed him a little too much. I wouldn't have done that, though, if I had a rear view and realized he was there when he was. I was coming down as he was definitely getting underneath me. Harvick's car is so tight right now, though. Even J.J. Yaley in the 55 starting to close in. Cody Ware, last car on the lead lap right now. Harvick's car all the way near the wall. Trying to get it pinned down towards the bottom off turn 4 and does. It doesn't really matter if he loses any more positions. He's already a lap down. Unfortunately, no free pass position is going to be awarded. Cody Ware holding Martin Truex Jr. up just a bit. Pretty good corner through 1 and 2 for the most part for Harvick. Chastain is up to third. He's battling Bell for second. Kevin Harvick, the only driver with multiple wins this year, and has gone back-to-back 2 different times, including winning 3 races in a row before finishing 34th at Talladega last night. Final lap of stage 1. Cody Ware just went a lap down going into turn 1 that time. So it looks like the top 30 will be on the lead lap to the end of the stage. I don't think Truex is going to get by the 8 of Reddick, who is in 30th place. Bell probably going to get to the inside of Chastain this time. Sorry, to the inside of Harvick this time. He does. Green, white, checkered flag in the air. Chastain not going to be able to keep up with Bell, as he could not clear Harvick off turn 4 like Bell did. So stage 1 is going to be in the books. And your stage winner is going to be Martin Truex Jr. Christopher Bell will finish in second. Ross Chastain third. Kyle Larson fourth. Chase Elliott will be fifth. Denny Hamlin sixth after starting on the pole. Kyle Busch in seventh. All the Toyotas running really well right now. Kurt Busch in eighth. Alex Bowman ninth, and Austin Cindric will round out the top 10 in the first stage of the race. So we'll be heading into pit stops for the first time today, at least for Kevin Harvick. He'll definitely be pitting here. If everybody else stays out and then pits during the stage break, then Harvick will definitely make his lap up. And then we'll go from there. The hope is that it stays green long enough for that to actually take place. Gonna take a round of wedge out of the race car as well. Try to loosen it up a bit. Sam Monty, thanks for tuning in also. Yeah, Phillies dominated last night. My dad was watching it. Walked downstairs after I got done streaming. So at the front of the field, for some reason here, I think some cars pitted, but not everybody. Green flag back in the air though. Stage 2 underway. Harvick up at the front right now for whatever reason. And Alex Bowman's the leader on the restart. Maybe everybody pitted during the stage break. I'm starting to think everybody pitted during the stage break. I'm still curious as to why the 4 was up towards the front. He does not have the speed these guys do, though, and you would think if he was on fresh tires, he'd be blowing around them. Well, Bowman leading. Place he won at in 2021. Be the defending winner of this race. I have to say, I think this wedge adjustment's serving Kevin Harvick well. At least on the short run. Kind of settling in right in front of the fourth place car, Brian Blaney. And he's not really losing too much time on the cars in front of him either. Blaney got tight off turn 2. He closed in behind the 4. Bell gets by Bubba Wallace for second. Yeah, I think Harvick's got decent pace now. Stinks he went a lap down. That doesn't help either. Little mistake off turn 4. He's been very fortunate not to blow a tire the handful of times he's gotten into the wall off turn 4 today. So much better in turns 1 and 2 with that drive off. Really shows versus the rest of the field. Still doesn't have anything for the race leaders. Oh, Blaney did not give Harvick a lot of room there. Harvick chopped him off a bit in the middle of the corner, but Blaney definitely kept going up at the same time. Harvick trying to get his momentum back. He definitely lost some there. Fortunate not to blow a tire at least. Yeah, they actually all pitted during the stage break. They usually don't. That's unfortunate. How about Harrison Burton up in the 6th place position right now? Solid run for the rookie. He's been on a little bit of a hot streak here lately. Couple top 10s in recent races for him. After Blaney got around Harvick, he's definitely closing in on Wallace for 3rd. Be interesting on the long run exactly how this car is going to react. We're only 10 laps in right now. The best thing that could potentially happen is Harvick keeps this same kind of stability in the race car. Because if that happens, maybe he's got a shot to catch the leaders when they get into lap traffic and then have a chance from there to unlap himself before the end of the stage. Very fortunate he got the restart up at the front of the field with the leaders. That glitch kind of worked out in our favor for that aspect, because we should not have been up here. Couldn't keep up with him off the start, but he's holding his own right now. And at least the top 2 are still within sight. Not within grasp, but they're within sight. They're about 3.5, 4 seconds ahead of Harvick. A little over a full straightaway. Harvick's starting to reel Blaney and Wallace back in. Blaney kind of ran him up towards the wall a little bit ago. 15 laps into the run, though. And Harvick definitely has to be feeling a lot more confident with his race car, I'd have to imagine. Ross Chastain just got by Kurt Busch, it looks like, for 5th place. Well, he was 3rd at the end of stage 1. So I'd have to imagine he's definitely got a really fast car. Truex up to 6th. He's probably got the fastest car in the field, but he lost some time on pit road and probably didn't have a great restart either. So with 60 laps in this stage, that means the final stage is going to be 80 laps. And that also means, with the final stage being 80 laps, is that there's going to have to be a pit stop in that final stage. These guys could barely make it 60. I'd probably say anywhere between 60 to 70 laps is the window. Chastain put Kevin Harvick in the outside wall. He definitely drove into the back of him. And Truex is going to get by the 1 after definitely a mistake from Chastain, which costed him a position, but now he battles back past the 19. And they're side by side for 5th place on the back straightaway. Titus Harvick was kind of slowly but surely reeling in the 12. Chastain again to the bottom, and again he puts Harvick into the wall. 2 of the last 3 laps he's done it. Costing him some valuable time. Him meaning Harvick and Chastain. Everybody else is catching up behind these guys too. On speed, I think Harvick's got about a top 10 car now, after the adjustment changes. Truex cleared the 1. Didn't slide in line, though, right behind Harvick like he probably should have. Truex going to race the 4 car cleanly. Now he'll make sure he's just going to clear the 1 on the back straightaway by moving up in front of him. It's like Christopher Bell's caught Alex Bowman. He just can't get around him right now. They're nose to tail. I definitely like the setup change in the race car right now. It's a nice combination of it's looser, so it's faster than what it was before. But it's not overly tight either. It's just a well-balanced race car. I mean, he has literally made himself from a 30th place car to a potential top 10 car in speed. When he didn't get put in the wall by Chastain a couple times, he was catching back up to Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace, who are in 3rd and 4th. But you can definitely tell the 19 and the 1 are faster than the 4. They're pulling away from Kurt Busch a bit. But obviously, Truex, Chastain, they finished 1st and 3rd in the last stage. Side by side for the lead. Bell going for it in turn 3 underneath Alex Bowman. And might have cleared him off turn 4. Nope, not yet. They're still side by side for the lead into 1 and 2, and now Bell's clear. So Christopher Bell has taken his first lead of the race after finishing second in stage 1, a few seconds behind Martin Truex Jr. Had a better restart, a better pit stop than the 19 team. Truex still stuck back, battling with Chastain for 5th. In line behind the lapper, Kevin Harvick. Really had to manage his throttle a bit better that time in turns 3 and 4. And he's still, slowly closing in. Harvick hit from behind, held on to the car well enough that time. Didn't end up in the wall. That was Truex who got into the back of him. It was more on the back bumper than the left rear. That was more on the left rear. Car's starting to get snug about halfway through the run now. 30 laps into the stage. Ridiculous. Again, I'm probably holding them up a little bit. But they're holding me up. I'm holding them up even more because they get into me and it slows everybody down, and now there's more cars behind. Which makes it even more of a sense of urgency to try to make the pass. Truex got to get around Harvick. Oh, and Harvick just turned the 19 car off of turn 2, and the caution flag is out. Caution is going to be out for the first incident. Harvick turned Truex. Truex did get into Harvick earlier, but I didn't want that to happen. Harvick's car is a bit tighter over those last handful of laps. And he's definitely going to pit. I don't think the leaders got to the start-finish line before the caution came out, so I think Harvick is still just 1 lap down. He's going to be going to the back. His car's still relatively clean. Turning the 19. But that caution flag is out. We'll rack them and stack them for yet another restart. Green flag going to be back in the air. 20 laps to go in stage 2. Harvick on fresher tires at the tail end of the field. He's got a lot of cars to pass up. He's going to want to get on the lead lap before the end of the stage. Oh, a couple cars going wide. Contact, and that allowed him to make the 3-wide move off of turn 4. Passes were made. He's going to have to be very careful here. Lucky didn't get much damage on his car after turning the 19. He kind of perfectly hooked him in the left rear. I don't know that he's got enough laps to get through here. That's the problem. Just going to have to hope nobody completely blocks him off into the corners. He's moving up pretty fast. Already passed about half the cars he needs to. Oh, these cars going to get faster and faster and faster the more towards the front of the field he goes. 3 wide under Reddick and Logano. Oh, Reddick gets a little tight up into the side of Logano off the exit of the corner. Still making contact up high, which definitely allowed Harvick to clear. Harvick's making some clean passes. "17 laps left." Cindric and Suarez. Catch it right back up to Truex. I don't know that Truex hit the inside wall. You're wide with McDowell, Byron. Harvick hoping that Christopher Bell hasn't completely pulled away on the restart. He doesn't have to go 30 laps into the run. That's kind of where the car started to taper off and start to get tight again. Bowman and Chastain battling for position. Chastain to fourth as he gets by the 48. That caution is not what Bowman needed because he was in second, led a lot at the beginning of the stage. Harvick going to get by Bubba Wallace, who was in third. He's got Elliott and Bell, and he's 2 seconds behind race leader Christopher Bell, and then Harvick will be back on the lead lap. So he sits in 30th right now. Just got enough turn underneath Elliott. Really went for it off turn 2. Plenty of time for Harvick to get to the 20. The closing rate into 1 and 2. This is what 40 lap pressure tires does for you at Dover. Harvick back on the lead lap. Bell a little over 1.5 seconds ahead of Chase Elliott. Not sure how fast of a race car Elliott has, if maybe he can run Bell down for the stage win. Caution during the national anthem glitch at Vegas. Yeah, I've never seen that on this game. This is our 11th race of the season. A little bit past the halfway mark in today's race. Bell's still about 1.5 seconds yet ahead of Elliott. Everybody pitted during the stage break in Stage 1. Stage 2 is the same amount of laps, so we had a caution in the middle of the stage. So we'll see if they still pit during the stage break or not when the time comes. I don't think there's any shot for Harvick to get back in the top 10 on these 40 lap pressure tires. He's going to be lucky just to catch the tail end of the field. And he's in 30th anyway, so even those first 10 cars he catches won't even be for position anyway. He's going to finish 2 positions higher than what he was at the finish of Stage 1. He was 32nd. Up in 30th right now. See the tail end of the field. Just as Harvick was getting off turn 4, they were getting into turn 1. Here's Smithley, Larice Husmands, J.J. Yaley. I think there's a very good chance we're going to get a new winner tonight. Although Christopher Bell, he was second at the end of Stage 1. He does have a win this season at Las Vegas. It's definitely between him and Truex for who has the fastest car. And I'd probably say the 19 has the fastest car in the field. He's going to need a better pit stop during the Stage 2 break this time than what he did during Stage 1. The final stage being an extra 20 laps is going to be interesting because, again, we're going to have a pit stop. And one car on pit road right now. Oh, Harvick up into the wall. I think it was a lap car that came into the pits. First time Harvick got in the wall since the restart. Harvick on the outside of the 15. Contact with Garrett Smithley. Side by side right in front of the 4. He doesn't really have anywhere to go right now. The undercut move. 3 wide off the exit of the corner. That's one way to make it. more track position he could gain, the better. Now that he is back on the lead lap. I don't know that he's going to catch anybody for position. He's only got 5 more laps to do so. Once the top 10 cross the start-finish line, the stage is over. Contact with BJ McLeod. All tires are up. The same point of contact where Truex went around off the right front of Kevin Harvick's car earlier in the stage. I'll stand corrected. Harvick is gaining positions. Definitely going to have to pit the rest of the field during the stage break. Of course, assuming that they do still pit. You'd have to think they would. Two laps to go at the line this time by. Harvick's going to make it halfway through the field. Good call to take tires during the caution. Didn't have much of a choice being a lap down anyway. Kind of had to do it. William Byron, no stage points tonight. Harvick's not going to get any stage points tonight either. It's good for him. Final lap of the stage now. Harvick gets by Cindric for 18th. I think he'll be able to get Suarez for a spot, potentially. Kind of got into the back of him, pushes him off of turn 2. Dives around him. Into turns 3 and 4, though. Suarez trying to get a crossover. Oh, I started a lap down in the stage, so actually this is the final lap of the stage now. We did get by William Byron, Justin Haley, McDowell, Larson, Blaney for 12th. You can see 10th just a couple spots up ahead. 12th place for Harvick at the end of stage 2. So stage 2 has come to an end. Kyle Busch actually won the stage. Wow. Kyle Busch, out of nowhere, steals the Stage 2 victory from his teammate Christopher Bell, who will end up second in both stages tonight. AJ Allmendinger in third. Those guys came alive there late in the stage. Chase Elliott fourth, Ross Chastain fifth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. sixth, Martin Truex Jr. back at seventh after winning stage 1. Bubba Wallace in eighth, Alex Bowman ninth, and Eric Almirola will round out the top 10. So a little topsy-turvy action at the front of the field. Some comers and goers in this one for certain, and we're about to head into the final stage tonight. And we'll be seeing pit stops, I would have to imagine, for most of the field. No adjustments this time for Harvick. Took that round of wedge out during that first pit stop of the day. This will be his third stop because he pitted during the caution back earlier in the stage. So no stage points tonight for the 4, but they're in better shape at the end of stage 2 than what they were at stage 1 when they were lapped down. Not sure who is going to pit, who's going to stay out. And they all pitted last time. Harvick going to restart in 16th. And the green flag is going to be back in the air. Did the field pit again, or did they not, is the question. And we'll have to wait for that answer after a little bit. Harvick just trying to get back down to the bottom. A lot of stacking up off of turn 2. A lot of lap cars, slow cars, kind of in the way up here. And there's a little contact between Harvick and Biffle getting into 3. Biffle got stacked up. He's right with Chastain and Truex. 2 of the faster cars in the field. Not sure how hard to push. I don't know if they pitted or not. It's hard to tell. Bump to the back of the 1 car, kind of shoved the 4 up the track just a bit. Big exit to turn 4 for Harvick. I think some cars pitted and some stayed out. I think that's why there's so many lap cars up here. Have to assume that's the reason. Harvick going 3 wide to the bottom under Chastain. Bilicki. This is very tight. Harvick not giving. We know Chastain won't give. Still 3 wide off turn 4. The dive into 1 underneath Ty Dillon. Contact there. No room for Harvick to try to squeeze underneath the Petty GMS Chevrolet. Harvick up to 11th on this restart. Top 10 now as he gets by Allmendinger. Q-Bug88 NASCAR fan, thanks for tuning in. Oh, one car slides wide right in front of Greg Biffle. It was Austin Dillon. Made contact, kind of forcefully cleared himself, and now Harvick gets chopped off by Dillon on the bottom of the track going into turn 3 as well. Harvick up to 9th, though. Soars it in on the outside, but has to brake quite a bit. Keep off the 47 of Stenhouse. 15 runs into the side of Harvick, and Harvick got up into the wall as a result. Harvick struggling to get this momentum back, and now he's kind of stuck on the outside. Gets down right in front of Truex. Dives under Cindric. These guys using each other up right now. That's how we saw Truex get spun middle of stage 2. Things are definitely getting dicey towards the front of the field. Stephen McPeak, thanks for tuning in. From an actual racing standpoint, I feel like this is the best race we've had on this game so far. Thought Austin Dillon was going to try to use up Kevin Harvick again. Harvick with a slide job to get by Busch. I think Busch stayed out, trying to keep that track position after winning stage 2, and he's dropping like a rock. Harvick's got to run on the 77 of Bilicki. Late shift into the corner that time for Harvick, but he stays in front of Bilicki. Chops him off the exit of turn 4 to stay in front still. 7th place is where Kevin Harvick in this 4-car runs. Couple rookies in front of him in 5th and 6th. Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton having great performances right now. 70 laps to go. Harvick's closing in on Burton. Slowly but surely. We know about 30 laps into the run, Harvick's car starts to go away, and you wonder if you split this final stage in half. And you know you're going to make up time on 40-lap pressure tires, but can you hold them off on the back half of the run would be the next question. You know these guys are going to go about 60 laps on fuel, so I think the strategy play might be to do that. Unless we get a caution with less than 60 to go, that you know you can make it on fuel to the end. Harvick really let that car feed well into the corner in turns 1 and 2. Big run into turn 3. The late shift, and he actually got the car to turn somewhat that time, but he's still not going to have great corner exit speed. Battle for position up ahead. It's like for about 2nd place. Blaney and somebody else, it appears. Might actually be some lap cars up there. For those that stayed out. I mean, the cars that stayed out are on 20 lap older tires. from where that last caution and the only caution for incident came out today, which was a little past halfway in stage 2. Michael Turner, thanks for tuning in. Oh, for sure. Gonna have a great time this weekend. Hopefully we see some good racing along with it. Pass for 6th place made for Harvick in turn 3 on Harrison Burton. Caught him in the first chance he had. He tried to go for the pass. Got it done. I did not think Kevin Harvick was going to have a chance to win this race on speed, but what an adjustment change made at the end of stage 1 has really turned this race car around. He was able to get back on the lead lap at stage 2, despite no stage points tonight. He's hauling the mail in this final stage. Restarted back in 18th. He's got a big run on Todd Gilliland into turn 3, and he's going for 5th, and he's got it. Crossover down to the bottom though for Gilliland, and Harvick had to lift to let the 38 car go. Where'd the damage come from on my car? My car just showing damage all of a sudden. I didn't notice that before. Might be the first time I got the wall off turn 2 right there. Truex starting to close. All over the back of Harvick off turn 2. Harvick's got a run on the 38, but he pulled out of line a little early. Still makes the pass into turns 3 and 4, but he's not going to keep his momentum up enough. And Gilliland's going to cross him back over again as a result. Gilliland with the block on the bottom. Harvick is down there. Another slide job incoming into 1 and 2. And Gilliland again with a crossover up turn 2. Harvick's going to try to get him back. What a battle for 5th between the rookie and the 20-year veteran. This is some great racing right now. I'm having fun with this. Gilliland and Harvick going at it for 5th. Truex and Larson are kind of logjam behind these two. Harvick closes big time into the corner. Backs it up in the center, trying to get the drive off again. These guys are shifting through all these battles too, and there's lap traffic holding up at least McDowell in 4th. Harvick clears the 34, or 38 rather, and no chance to cross him over that time off the exit of the corner. Truex, Burton, Larson now trying to make the pass. Hopefully Harvick didn't abuse his tires too much in that battle. That was long-lived. .22 laps into the stage. Truex has gotten around Gilliland much quicker than Harvick did. Truex probably has the fastest car in the field. Stage 1, 7th in stage 2. But don't be fooled by the 7th place stage finish. His pit crew has just kind of lost in some spots on pit road during both stops today. Truex closing into the back of the 4, and he knocked him up into the wall. Both cars going to lose quite a bit of time. And Truex is going to get by Harvick now into turns 3 and 4. Larson pulling out a line to try to get by the rookie Gilliland for position. Harvick sends it into 1 and 2. Larson has cleared Gilliland off the exit of the corner himself. Harvick's car is definitely starting to tighten up a lot earlier into this run than what it did before. Christopher McComas, thanks for tuning in. Truex now trying to make a pass under the lap car, BJ McLeod. Harvick into the corner, sends it. First chance he had to pass BJ McLeod, and he was from quite a far ways back, and he did make the pass. Larson stuck behind him off the exit of turn 4 now. Harvick sees that this is a potential opportunity to catch back up to Truex in the lap traffic, and he is going for it. Reddick held him up just a little bit off the exit of that last corner. Harvick underneath Custer. Custer really squeezed his teammate that time into turn 3 and almost turned him. Harvick with a little tap to the 16 of Allmendinger. Goes up the track. Now they're side by side right in front of Harvick. Harvick's got nowhere to go. Oh, man, hard into the back of AJ, and here comes Larson on the outside. He might get boxed in as well. Oh, Allmendinger blocks the bottom now on Harvick, and Harvick forcing his way down there, and AJ is holding up Kevin Harvick right now, big time. Larson got by on the outside. Now Stenhouse pulls off the top. That was Harvick's lane. Stenhouse moved down right in front of him. Harvick in the wall off turn 4. That doesn't help either. The damage from the 16 car on the front bumper of the 1. Gotta be frustrating for Harvick when something like that happens. Harvick definitely struggled in lap traffic there. Still sits in 7th, though. Yeah, that all kind of started when Truex had Harvick up into the wall. Harvick will pit at lap 36, a little bit before halfway in this final stage. Try to take advantage on some fresh tires. Definitely not as fast once we got about 25 laps into the run. It didn't help he's got some extra damage from the lap traffic. They're really keeping the car mostly clean the entire race before that. We've only had 3 cautions today, 2 for the stage breaks and 1 for incident. They're really banking on green flag pit stops, cycling all the way through if you're Kevin Harvick here. And that's why he's going to make that decision to short pit. We haven't seen green flag pit stops all day today because the first 2 stages were kind of stretching it on the fuel window as it was. Big block on Logano in the middle of the corner by Harvick. Harvick hangs on right in front of him. Harvick will stay out this time by. He'll pit the following time by. The lead pit road speed limit is 35 miles an hour at Dover. This is one of the toughest, if not the toughest, pit road to get onto in all of NASCAR under green flag conditions, so Harvick's going to have to be careful. Did not practice trying to get on pit road in practice. Logano underneath the 4. That's going to cost Harvick a lot of time. He's up into the wall. Got a shot into the corner. And shot Harvick into the wall. Harvick on his way in. Hits the commitment line. He is down onto pit road. And he's got that very first pit box, 4 tires and fuel for Kevin Harvick. No adjustments here. He's getting used and abused there late in the stage. See how much time he's going to make up. He's going to lose it in the back half of the... Why are they repairing damage? I thought I turned it off. Oh my gosh. This is costing Harvick a lot of time too. I could have swore I turned that off earlier. I guess not. I thought I turned it off. God bless America. Yeah, that costed us an extra 5-6 seconds that we could have needed. Well, it's time to hunt now. Harvick's going to have fresher tires to do so, but rest of the field probably going to pit around lap 65, 60, 65, I'd have to imagine, in the stage, which would be between 20 and 30 to go. Harvick pulling up. Didn't want any more cars to pass him. He's got a really good short run car. These first 20 to 30 laps of the run, he's going to have to really go for it. Can't be patient trying to pass anybody at this point. We've seen the lap times after 40 laps about 2 seconds slower a lap. So Harvick is going to be nearly 2 seconds faster a lap than the leaders. I have to imagine he's 2 laps down after the green flag pit stops right now. Got his highest fifth in the running order today. A lot of these guys running that middle to upper groove, and it's allowing Harvick to just stay on the bottom. And he's got a clear way to pass most of these guys. And now we've got some cars on pit road as we speak, which I think is some of the field that had short pitted, or sorry, that stayed out during the stage break. Doubt it's the leaders that are pitting right now. Corey Freed, thanks for tuning in. Just gotta hope no caution comes out in the middle of green flag pit stops. At all costs. The risk you take when you short pit. This is to try to win yet another race this season. Went for it. He was in 7th when he was coming into the pits. Right there with Logano. So it was worth a shot. Got to be thinking regular season point standings too to try to get a better finish with this strategy call, even if he doesn't win. Finishes higher than 7th and would have been better than trying to ride it out. Wow, Larson. All over the bottom. Kevin Harvick flew into the corner to get by the 5. That got close. Harvick on the outside of Ty Dillon. Gets by him. Ty Dillon in last place right now. Remember, Harvick pitted at lap 36. Catching up to the leaders. Truex is up to 5th right now, by the way. Harvick clipped the apron quite a bit on corner entry that time. Cody Ware holding up Kurt Busch, Michael McDowell, Martin Truex Jr. Reese Hesmans pulls down to the bottom right in front of Harvick. Harvick accelerates by him for position on the front straightaway, all clear. Car Parking Multiplayer, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun today, honestly. The actual racing at Dover, probably the best oval of any other track in this game. When you have stability help on. Definitely had some fun racing today. Thought for a second there, JJ Ailey was going to keep coming down even though Harvick was already underneath him. Harvick just hauling the mail into turns 1 and 2. Saw Kyle Busch was going to pull out a line trying to pass the 14 to Chase Briscoe. Harvick on the brakes a little bit off turn 2. It broke his momentum when he was trying to pass the 50 of Kaz Grala. There's a second place car of Christopher Bell. Kyle Busch gets by. Bell on the bottom right now, right in front of Harvick. Chase Elliott making a little contact. 77 of Josh Bilicki. Harvick into the back of the 9. So Elliott was trying to get by the 48 of Alex Bowman. Elliott is the leader. So he did get by Bell on the initial restart. The Wall's back at 20th. He's running really well in stage 2. 3rd place for the longest time. He's fallen off from the other Toyotas. Harvick's up to 27th, by the way. He's making gains. He's still 1 lap down. But everybody else is still going to have to pit. And I'd imagine that they are going to be pitting anywhere in the next probably 5 to 15 laps. Then he's just going to have to survive on older tires to the end of this race. Just hope that his car doesn't fall off as much as it has on the long runs. And that the drivers that will have, at the time, anywhere between 20 to 25 lap pressure tires than him. The pace he is running right now is faster than what everybody else will be running when they pit. So that's good for Harvick, and that's why I think the strategy can work. And there's going to be less laps for them too, versus with Harvick nearly splitting this in half. More clean air in front of him for at least another couple corners. Rick can make the most time up. Fastest lap of the race, 23.963. About 0.8 of a second slower than that during this run. Push to the back of Harrison Burton unintentionally there off turn 2. That stalled out the 4 a little bit. Passes him down on the bottom through 3 and 4. Will rub into the wall. Chastain back to 10th. And he has a race-winning car on speed. Pretty close to that of Martin Truex Jr. Stenhouse in 39th, I believe, is on slightly fresher tires. Harvick pretty hard into the right rear of Eric Almirola. Got some cars pitting. Ty Dillon is on his way in. Stenhouse might have fresher tires than Kevin Harvick right now. Back in 39th. Harvick's just really hoping Stenhouse is going to race him clean at least. He's hoping if Stenhouse gets by him that he just blows around him. Eric Jones having a great day in 8th. He's been top 10 most of the evening. There goes Stenhouse. Slides by Kevin Harvick pretty easily there. A pull to the inside. Harvick kind of crowded Stenhouse, in fact. Harvick into Jones. That's going to slow Harvick up. Really low entry into turns 1 and 2. Down to just 18 laps to go this time by. The longer the leaders stay out, the better for Harvick. Harvick's got a big run on Stenhouse. And Logano, but Logano kind of holds off on the bottom. Remember, that's who Harvick was racing around earlier. Before Harvick pitted, and he has cleared Logano off turn 2. Stenhouse going to have to get right back by the 4 again. Harvick on the inside, Cody Ware heading towards turn 1. Harvick checking the gas off of turn 2 to keep it off of Hesseman's. Harvick's car not as tight at this point in the run. He definitely burned his tires off quite a bit on the initial restart in this final stage. You can feel the car getting a bit tighter, but it's not as bad as it was before he pitted at lap 36, and he's gone about 30 laps. 25 to 30 laps is that window where he was really starting to fall off in lap times and handling, just with how tight the car gets on the long runs. Again, the hope is that this stays green once everybody else pits as well. Truex in 6th. I mean, Harvick's almost back on the lead lap already. Just past the 5th place car, rather, of Michael McDowell. He's got the 4th place car of Kevin Harvick in front of him. He's definitely going to get to the lead. You just got to hope it stays green. We've got some cars pitting. Larson's trying to pit. He runs the 4 car way down on the bottom of the racetrack. Harvick hangs on to it. Nearly got turned. Nearly got forced to pit road again, too. That was a big commitment there by Larson to pit when he did. Harvick wasn't really prepared for it at that point in time. Man, Kaz Grala trying to pit too. Same thing happened. Cost Harvick so much time in the middle of the corner when that happens too. Twice now he's nearly wrecked. Harvick up to 11th. Again, he was in 7th when the pit stops first started. Where will he cycle out lead-wise? I would have to imagine he will cycle to the lead. Allmendinger did not pit that time. Harvick trying to slide up in front of the 16. He's in the wall. He overdrove the corner. Hamlin in 3rd. Top 3 still up to pit. Harvick's up to 4th. Blaney in 5th. I don't think he's hit pit road yet either. Can Kevin Harvick pull off the upset? He has not led a lap all day today. He's been as high as 5th in the running order before this. And he leads with 10 laps to go for the first time in this race. Harvick on pit strategy trying to win at Dover by leading only the final 10 laps, splitting the final stage in half. He was running 7th at the time. But now he is going to have about 25 lap older tires really 25 to 30 lap older tires now than the rest of the field, and they're going to be humming by him when they do. Kurt Busch is in 5th. He just cycled out of the pits. So that means the top 4 are on the lead lap right now, I'd have to imagine. Because Harvick was still lapped down when they were pitting. So Harvick has to hope that the top 4 do not catch him. And they're going to be a couple seconds a lap faster. 8 to go for Harvick. And really has to stay green to the end, too. We've had 4 overtime finishes this year. He's going to have to be conservative with these cars closing in from behind. They're going to be way faster. He's just got to hope that he doesn't get ran over. 7 more laps for Kevin Harvick. McDowell down to the bottom. He's going to have to try to give him a lot of room. He's just really hoping he's got time. He gets used up quite a bit by the 17 and had to lift as he almost spun out. That's what I was afraid of right there. Jacob NASCAR, thanks for tuning in. Earl Arnold Jr., thanks for tuning in also. 3 wide off turn 2 behind Harvick. Pulled down right in front of Ty Gilliland a little bit on corner entry. Harvick really slow, keeping it off the wall. 5 to go. That was a long last 5 laps. It'll be an even longer next 5 laps. No rearview mirror makes this even harder trying not to get ran over. Not a whole lot Harvick can do. At the next line of cars behind him that time through turns 3 and 4. 4 laps left. Harvick really trying to protect the bottom. And there are more and more cars behind him. That means when he does go to the outside, he's going to get freight trained more and more and more. And I wonder how long it's going to be before somebody just tries to go to the top to pass him. Stenhouse tried to. Got closed off turn 4. Harvick going to try to protect the inside. 3 laps to go for Kevin Harvick. Leaders could be in this pack too. I'm not entirely sure who is cycled out of the pits at second. Almirola gets by on the outside. Harvick just doesn't want to get freight trained or potentially moved up into that wall and risk blowing a tire late. Room on the bottom for Bilicki to squeeze by. Stenhouse to the top. Little contact, 2 to go. 3 wide, went some cars to the outside. Here's Bell. Bell is going to take the lead. Christopher Bell to the lead. Harvick's going to send it into the corner, and he can't get back to him. Logano is going to get hooked. He saves it, cautions out, and we're headed to overtime. Oh, man, that's not ideally what you wanted if you were Kevin Harvick in that situation. Caution flag is out. Bell just took the lead with 2 to go on the back straightaway. Harvick sent it, got into the back of him, and then ended up turning Joey Logano as a result, who was still lapped down, I do believe. I'm not sure how many cars are on the lead lap, but we are going to overtime for the 5th time this year, and just our 4th caution of the race. And Harvick's got to pit for fresh tires. Logano did force Harvick in the wall earlier. If somebody was going to spin there, kind of glad it was him. But, I mean, just unbelievable. That almost worked out. Harvick going to take on fresh tires now, but he's only going to have about 10 lap fresher tires, 10 to 15 lap fresher tires on the rest of the field, which will make a difference, but it's going to matter where he's going to be on the restart is the big thing. And he's going to be at the tail end of the field, which is what I was thinking was going to happen. So, green flag back in the air. Not really a whole lot Kevin Harvick can do here. Up on the outside, he's kind of got nowhere to go right now. Underneath is Kyle Busch. Harvick's boxed in. They'll be coming to the white flag. He's back to 7th, which is right where he was running before the pit stops happened. So really needed that to stay green because he probably could have had a second place finish. Instead went for the win, and it cost him a couple extra spots. The white flag is in the air. Not sure there's any more positions up for grabs here for Harvick. And he's going to bring it home in 7th. Top 10 finish on another short track, but a short track winning streak will come to an end today. Didn't have the car, but it's a 7th place finish nevertheless. And a good race as that came down to the wire there on that strategy late. Chase Elliott is going to get his first win of the season as he passed Christopher Bell on that overtime restart. Bell finished 2nd in Stage 1, 2nd in Stage 2, and finishes 2nd in the race. And the guy who finished 1st in all 3 stages was a different driver every time. First Truex, then Kyle Busch, and then Chase Elliott there at the end. So Bell just could not get it done, whatever the case was at the end. But Chase Elliott with the win. He'll be the 7th different winner. He'll be locked into the playoffs. Bell finishes 2nd. He was already with 1 win on the year, so he's already locked in at least. Kyle Larson will finish 3rd. Kurt Busch 4th. Martin Truex Jr., who had a really fast car today, finishes 5th after winning Stage 1. Michael McDowell with a great run for Front Row Motorsports, finishing 6th. Kevin Harvick 7th. Eric Jones, first car lap down in 8th. William Byron 9th. Bubba Wallace rounds out the top 10 today. Again, those Toyotas were very quick throughout. He had a little bit of a regather there in that final stage. Brad Keselowski finishes in 11th. Austin Dillon 12th. Chastain fell back. He was fast in the first 2 stages, but finished 13th. Blaney 14th. Busch, who won notable drivers 2. Kyle Busch, who won Stage 2, finished 22nd, 1 lap down. He stayed out of the pits during that second stage break when a lot of cars pitted. He ended up falling way back because of that. Who else? Bowman led quite a few laps in Stage 2. He finished 17th. And only 1 car DNF'd, and that was pole sitter Denny Hamlin. Hamlin DNF'd in this race. Unfortunately, after starting on the pole, it's not a good day for him. He was right around the bubble coming into the race. Yeah, that was a pretty good race, I thought. I'd say that was probably the best race of the season so far. Man, if we just had a little extra time. Honestly, if I didn't get put into the wall by Logano right before I came into the pits off turn 2, that might have been the difference of me potentially winning the race and finishing 2nd. If I wouldn't have had damage repair on, that could have been it too. I kind of figured Bell was closing in on me, or whoever, I didn't know at the time exactly who was in 2nd. Bell and Elliott were running well before that. I wasn't sure exactly which one was going to get there first, but I knew they had to have been in that giant pack behind me. That's why I was trying to hold the bottom. And I was, but he got by me on the outside. I mean, there was really nothing I could do there. I knew if I got brake trained, I was going to fall back even further, but man, it just stinks that overtime restart didn't come out, though. I would have at least finished 2nd. And I brought out the yellow. I overdrove the corner, accidentally turned Logano, and that costed me, 5 points there at the end of the race. And we're in a tight battle with Byron for the regular season championship. None of us scored stage points today, so it might close the gap a little bit for guys 3rd on back. But we beat him by 2 in the race finish. Could have beat him by 5. By 5 more. We could have beat him by 7. That's big. Byron's been really good this season. Another top 10 for him. Alrighty. Gonna take some screenshots here, and then that is gonna be the end of the race. There we go. Alright, well, no Victory Lane celebration tonight either, unfortunately, but thanks for everybody tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you haven't already. This was, again, probably the best race of the season thus far. We go to Darlington next on NASCAR 22. That won't be until sometime next week when I get back from Phoenix. We will be streaming tomorrow night on the channel. It'll be the last stream until probably Tuesday on the channel, so be on the lookout for that when the time comes. And as far as the rest of this goes, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow night. NASCAR 06 will be Cup Series racing at Michigan at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, yeah, then that'll be the last stream for about 4 days roughly. I won't get home till really late Monday night, so probably looking at 4 days between Thursday stream and then Tuesday night streams. 5 days. I did my math wrong. So we'll have a few days off with the weekend. There will be videos uploaded this weekend at track of race highlights from the grandstands, and reaction video on Monday will be uploaded as well to kickstart the off-season content there. So maybe some other stuff will be uploaded as well this weekend. I plan on doing some best of stuff from both my commentating this year as well as grandstand highlights this season, so it'll be kind of fun figuring out exactly how I want to do those yet. But do plan on doing some of that stuff as well as soon as the race weekend wraps up this coming week. Have a good rest of your Wednesday night. I'll see you guys next time.